We got the full speed test, the S25 Ultra and the S21 Ultra. Let's go ahead and have a fresh boot up here. And I've been really happy with the update for the S21 series because this was the last, major S update for this series. You want it to be a good one, and I think this was pretty solid. I haven't had any major issues with this update. How has the update been for you guys? Has battery life been good, and everything else like that, performance? Because I think everything has improved on the S21. I think this update is really smooth on these S21 phones. Let's go ahead and get started with the speed test here. Let's make sure everything is out, and let's go ahead and get started here. Subway Surf, and we're just gonna really be kind of trying to pay attention to animations very quick. With the S25 here, bit of a difference there for sure. They both pretty much play the same. Okay, the back animations on the S21 look really good, very smooth, no issues. It's really hard to tell the difference here actually. They feel pretty much on point. I can't tell or see a difference. Okay, Google Earth. Again, not bad. Again, the back animation, very smooth on the S21 Ultra. This is a base model S21 as well. So we got the Snapdragon 888 on here. Okay, we'll do PUBG last, Temple Run. And then we have the newest Snapdragon processor, of course. So you guys can see, even though the S25 is a little bit faster, it's not like it's significantly faster than the S21 Ultra when it comes to doing basic tasks. So it's not like it's like a crazy difference, which I think is very impressive. I'm more impressed with how smooth the animations are on the S21. I mean, it's really able to keep up with the S25 here. Check out our scrolling. It's very smooth scrolling. Again, identical. Really no animation stutters here for the S21. Very impressed. 8-ball. Okay. Okay. Jetpack. Again, S25, not too far off. So it looks like these side animations are on the S21 are pretty solid as well. Let's open up Geekbench, and I said this was the base model, but this is the not the base model. This is the 12 GB RAM version. I believe there's an 8 GB version. I believe, pretty sure. But as far as Geekbench scores go, I think this is the best score if you haven't seen them. So it's a big score difference, but as you guys can see, it's not really translating. It's not going to really translate into general performance. And One UI 7 has actually made this a lot closer now with the animation consistency. Okay, we got Angry Birds. Always takes a minute to get in here. Okay, S25. So we can see a little bit of a difference here, but really not that much. Still very smooth. Okay, our back animation's really solid. I mean, it's able to keep up perfectly fine with the S25 here in terms of animations. Okay. CapCut. So I'm pretty impressed, guys. Let's get out of that. Let's come back. So it looks like now we're starting to run into a little bit of touch delay a little bit. It's not as smooth with the registering. A little bit of a hiccup there. Our 3D mark. And here is the scores for reference, so you can see a gigantic difference when it comes to gaming performance. And the S25 is a lot cooler as well if you're actually, someone who's, an extreme or, hardcore gamer. Okay, last we got TikTok here. Didn't sign into that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and just see if we got any closeouts. Now this 12 gigabyte, open that one up. This 12 gigabyte of RAM version should do just as good as the S25 here. They both have 12 gigs. Okay, it's good so far. No closeouts, as expected. Don't really expect the S25 to close anything out. Animations are still pretty consistent, so we did have that little kind of hiccup towards the end of that opening apps, but I mean this is pretty smooth, as you guys can see. I don't see a major issue. We did get our first restart, it looks like. So it looks like it restarted these applications up here. Yeah. So it restarted these applications. But it's pretty good. Not mad at all. It kept a reasonable amount of apps open. As far as the gaming performance here, the S25 is going to be the much better device. The biggest problem with the Snapdragon 888 was that it did have some overheating problems. It was a big complaint, and I believe the Exynos version was even worse. But the S25, it fixes a lot of that. This phone has better cooling. Overall, it has much better, power when it comes to gaming. So long sessions of gaming won't take a hit to the battery life. The CPU is just more efficient. So, you get to play at 120 frames. So this is definitely a better phone when it comes to gaming for sure, for people who really are trying to play competitively. But if you're not trying to play competitively, just coming in here and getting a few matches, Call of Duty or PUBG, is honestly fine on the S21. I really don't have a problem with it. This is also a phone I took to CES with me, used it all day, really didn't have an issue as a kind of a lighter user. Honestly, if you just want to come here and play some games, it still can play PUBG at 90 frames, so it's not like it's a bad phone when it comes to gaming, but this phone can definitely get a little bit hot, and then it will take a hit to the battery life for sure. So yeah, so the S25 is just a much better device when it comes to gaming performance here. I do want to check out some of the other things, like just little animations and scrolling and stuff like that at our app drawer here. Everything feels consistently smooth on here as well, so I've been really happy with just how smooth it feels on the S21. It feels exactly like the S25. It's really impressive. Let's come over here, our now page. Okay, everything again very smooth. So like I said, guys, if you have an S21, let me know your experience, because I think this is solid. Our swipe down is very nice. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty impressed, guys. Check our multitasking. Very nice. Oh, so I think as far as animation consistency and smoothness, I think it's pretty much on par with the S25. It's very smooth, so I can't really say too many complaints. When you get a little hiccup here and there, of course, as you start to open up a ton of stuff, but I think most people, you're not going to be opening up a ton of apps like this. But so I think it just in general, the S21 has gotten a lot smoother, and the animations are a lot more consistent. Alright, so we got a 1 minute 4K 60 video, and this is where you really see the power, other than like gaming performance. This is where you kind of see the power with the S25, because if this was, 5 minute, 10 minute video that you were editing, you would definitely, feel that difference between the export time. So you guys can see this gap is pretty big. And like I said, the S25 Ultra does this without really getting really hot and stuff like that. The Snapdragon AAA processor is just, I don't know, it's not like crazy hot, like starts crashing, but it can warm up, and then your FPS, I've been told from my subscribers, will start to drop. But I'm pretty sure you have that problem a lot more on the Exynos, because a lot of people have the Exynos version that talk about these complaints. Alright, so that is pretty much it, guys. That's the major difference. I think the update is fantastic. I think it made the phone a lot smoother. And this phone will get security patches. Now, I kind of wish it, got more updates. I definitely think it handled the One UI 8 update. But what do you guys think? Let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.